take that same plan, and if their brother or a good friend or something was sick, they would say, well, he's my partner, he needs to be covered under my policy, and it would be misused that way. And since there's no paper marriage license involved in that, it'd be hard to prove. Yes, sir.
Toll roads and bonds. The current Commissioner's Court is looking at $300 million in bonds, and they have already established the Montgomery County Toll Road Commission.
I'd have to look into that one. I couldn't comment on that.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
In the dealings you've had with construction, with governmental units such as counties,
Yes, sir.
have you seen any improprieties, special deals,
Yes, sir.
favoritism? I'm
Yes,
not
sir.
going to ask you to identify, but just, I'm
Yes, sir.
sure you have seen it. What will you do to keep that from happening in your precinct? Or how will you
The
assure
good old
the
boy,
people?
the good old boy contract that goes on not only in Montgomery County, but in Harris County and several other counties.
Mhm.
I wouldn't allow that at all.
How would you?
I would make
Carry that
everything,
to the
I would make everything go through a bid process. Some of the vendors, they could fly in under the minimum PO that had to go out for bids. I think it's 25,000. Some of that I think needs to be bidded. They need a price up front, so I'm gonna pay X amount of dollars for a yard of dirt. And you pay that X amount of dollars for a yard of dirt. And make sure you get that yard of dirt.
Is there any way you can make that more transparent to the public?
Okay, say I can issue a PO for $24,000. I can issue a PO for $24,000 for 60 loads of dirt. On paper, that's what you write down. But the guy delivering the dirt to deliver 10 loads and pay the guy the rest of the money on the table. That needs to be cut out.
Got a question right here.
Yeah, in precinct 4, there, because there is, we have a bad drainage problem. But
Yes,
in this precinct, there is a group that is been openly protesting a new dump in the east side in a residential community in the flood district. What would be your thoughts on that? That dump, would you be for it or against it?
That would be a decent.
And why?
Because of the water situation, the drainage we have, there's no way for all the trash, the impurities of the dump to leave our county. I mean, it would be stuck there. We'd be stuck with it, and encountered floods that would come over, contaminate more ground.
A question back here.
You may have already answered this at the very beginning, and I apologize if you did, but I live in East County. I live right off of 1314, where they're building the road at, which is making Old Houston even worse with the flooding issue.
Right.
I asked the last candidate the same question. With your plan for drainage, how long do you think it would take to actually fix our drainage problem in Porter? I mean, just some kind of projection. Are we talking a year? Are we talking 20 years?
With what the state's doing over on 1314, it's the same thing they did to us during New Caney when they built the freeway. They stop up our drainage. That should have been addressed before they started working on 1314. Evidently it wasn't, because they're not doing a thing for it.
Right.
But that was something that had to go back to the state on and the county. And
Because it seems that they're more interested in the Taj Mahal and the new dinosaur park than any drainage.
right, and that's going to create more problems for us. I live right off Russell Drive in New Caney, so that's going to create a lot of problems for us over there. I jump right on all that. Believe me, I would be on top of that in a heartbeat.
Bob?
Have you been involved with the toxic dump that they're planning on putting out there?
No.
So you don't know really anything about it?
Just what I read in the paper.
What about the toxic wells?
I've heard a little bit about that one, and I'd have to, it should be there.
You need to be doing some research on both of those if you're going to be a commissioner out there.
Right.
Well, that begs another question then. How long have you been a resident of Montgomery County, specifically precinct 4, and what?
In precinct 4, the subdivision I'm in right now, we moved there in 1969. I moved out for a short period of time, from 86 to 89, and moved right back.
And so what prompted you to seek this office then?
To try to solve some of the problems that we have over there. And around Duquesne, the border area where she's at, and then there's more, there's a bunch of places. There's a bunch of places up on the north end of the precinct that needs a lot of work done. Driving around here the last couple of weeks, knocking on doors, I've seen a lot of problems, a whole lot more problems that hadn't been solved. I know when Mr. Ryan Hart took office, one of his promises, he'd blacktop every street in precinct 4. He put blacktop on every street in precinct 4. He did that. I can't say he didn't do that. What I can say is some of the places he put blacktop on, it is not much wider than a big trail. You know, there's barely wide enough for one car. So putting asphalt on a bunch of roads that's not wide enough for 2 cars was kind of useless.
Question here, Brian?
What is the budget for the county? Wait a minute, I got some more questions.
I'd have to research it.
Okay, and then how many commissioners' courts have you attended?
3 in my life.
Okay. In the last year?
It was about 10 years ago, last year.
Okay. And what, you said undecided on as far as the budget and whether it was a good budget or, you know, too much, too little. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, I'm sure after I go through the budget, there'd be many places to take cuts.
Give me some examples.
I don't know, I couldn't answer that. I had to research.
No other questions?
There's one other.
Okay.
Yes.
One of the reasons that you
This will be the last one.
may not have attended many commissioners' courts is because it's during business hours.
Yes, sir. I leave out every morning at 4 o'clock. I get to my office at 5 o'clock, and I don't get home sometimes at 7 or 8 o'clock at night.
Well, that's not what I was getting at.
I know, but yeah, it's during the day, yes, sir.
Yeah, and school districts, they manage to do it in the evenings.
Right. I agree, and that's one of the things I'd like to see. For more people of the working class to go sit in commissioner's court, sit in some of these budget meetings and see what really goes on. I'm all for it, and try to push it.
I mean, these people run these school districts for free. Commissioners' courts get paid,
right,
and they can't even accommodate the taxpayer.
I agree. I would push for it to be at night. I think it ought to be at night. As a working person, I mean, I don't get to go because of that, and I would like to participate more.
Me too.
But when I'm working like I work, I mean, it's tough.
Well, we thank you very much.